What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Factorio episode 15. I did quite a bit between last episode and now. As you can see, my copper is not suffering as bad as it was before. I'm actually going to go into map view. I went ahead and added 3 rows of electric furnaces. So 3 red belts worth. I think before I was running pretty much 3 yellow belts. So this is a huge improvement. I'd have one more row to build right on top of this one, and then that'll complete my 4 red copper builds. I'm gonna have to change up all of the iron and the steel smelting. Steel, as you can see, is definitely the bottleneck right now. Coal is also not doing so hot either. This is my little coal patch that I'm running on, and I actually threw a bunch of speed modules in to kind of help them along a little bit, but it is going to run out probably pretty soon. It's a little over 1 million now. The steel builds are still the same. They're still running on coal. I'm going to change those up to electric furnaces as well once I build a hub that can make electric furnaces. I'm not making them right now. So all of these I ended up crafting by hand, and I don't want to do that for the rest. Now for resources, I actually went ahead and put the copper also into a train station. We have our iron over here. These all have red belts. They're not quite running full red belts, but it is doing pretty well. I'm not seeing these chests drop down too much. This one might be a little bit, but that's definitely going to help out. I think I'm at like mining productivity 7 now, which definitely helps quite a bit. And then down here, I went ahead and put these two, the iron and copper, onto train stations as well. Not making nearly as much, but it is getting there. And for this one, I was kind of messing around with circuits a little bit. It's super simple. Basically, when the overall resource count gets below 16,000, it outputs or when it gets above 16,000, it outputs a signal, which then turns the train station on, which is, it's limited by 1, so it has a train limit of 1. I think this one's actually coming over here. And then I realized I don't think I need this decider combinator here anyways. I could just run the line straight to the train station. It'll do the same thing and read our inventory. I don't think it's going to drop. Oh yeah, it might drop below 16. So 16 and 15. And then you can see the red lights blinking on the station now. So it's deactivated, so another train won't come here until it gets above 16,000. And I think it helps out a little bit. That way I don't have trains sitting here waiting to be loaded. And then I did the same thing to the copper, which is then I was like, oh, I don't need the decider combinator after all. So this one does the same thing. It'll disable when it gets below 16,000. So it's got 57,000 in it right now, that's a full load. The copper train hasn't really been coming to this one. It's still been going over here, which isn't a big deal. So you can see this iron mine is completely full up, and the trains will go over here if this one's disabled. It looks like it enabled again. There goes it disabled. So overall, I think that just kind of helps out a little bit. And then as far as train signals go, I have no idea really how to do train signals. It's working for now. And then obviously if I end up with like a bottleneck with trains, then I'll have to figure something out. But it's working for now. It has been for a little while. I have copper coming in right here. I painted the stations so that the trains kind of reflect copper and iron. I just think it looks pretty interesting. And then requester chests, I have these getting filled with rocket fuel now. So overall, not too bad. And I think this unloading setup works just fine. I can upgrade all of these to stack inserters at some point, but I'm not having any issues where they're not unloading quick enough yet. Maybe once I add the 4th line of copper, but overall, I'm happy with it for now. It'll work. It'll get us by for quite some time. And then the next train will come in. This one has a train limit of 2. So this will move straight in once this train leaves. And then same with the iron. I might change these out for this style unloading. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But it's working. And that's what matters. I still have some iron coming in through belts from this mine. I just lost another one. I didn't see the point in putting this into a train station, so I'm going to leave that belt alone. I got rid of all the copper belts that were coming in. Obviously, because they're being smelted here now, so that's really, I think that's about it. I did add some more solar panels over here. I'm going to need even more. Oh, actually, I'm going to start getting to nuclear soon, and I think what I want to do today... Oh, and then this guy's been hurting. I threw some speed modules in it as well, but it's definitely struggling to keep oil. So I will have to start training that in once I build a new oil processing plant. And yeah, so what I want to do is get started on the hub, the new hub, get rid of this old one, and I want to get into nuclear processing. I want to get that, what is it? I don't think it's in here. That special light green uranium. That takes a long time to actually start producing. So I do want to at least get that built here soon. But, oh, and then yeah, red circuits and plastic is struggling pretty bad right now as well because of the coal. But I'm going to ignore that for now. I think that a lot of that is because of the military science. It takes quite a bit of coal. So once... I just want to get these researched. And then we'll move on, because I think we're doing about 100 science per minute. Not that bad. But anyways, I need to get started on a more proper hub, if you will. And I think the best way to do that, I'm actually going to copy, start running these down a little bit further. These should all be upgraded belts, so we're going to extend the bus quite a ways. Those are all yellow, except for the plastic. That one's red. Get this extended. I don't really think I'm gonna... Yeah. And then same for this guy. The coal I'm gonna upgrade to a red belt once I start training it in. So we'll get this extended. That's good for now. I want to make sure I have the room. So I think the hub we're going to build probably down here. Let me take that out. Get rid of all that. How are we looking on robots? I do have construction bots very, very slowly auto-crafting and going into here, so if 1,200 construction bots isn't bad, but having a whole bunch of them definitely helps out when you have to do like a very large move, especially when I go to upgrade all of the iron plates and steel and everything like that. That's gonna come in handy. Now, as far as our hub, I'm not 100% sure how I want to do it yet. I have some ideas. So let's go. Want to have room. Let's put that in. I'm going to have to work around that. Which I'm already off. So I want to go here. I don't think that's going to fit the way I was hoping it would. It is not. What is that? 2, 3, 4. That's 9. Okay. So the way I'm kind of thinking, where the hell? There we go. So I am going to want to beacon these. I'm actually going to put these here just so the ghosts are there. My plan is these lower ones here. These are all going to be making gears. Because you need tons and tons of gears. But I want them to be beaconed. And then I'm going to want another set up here that'll also be beaconed. And these are going to be, a couple of them might be for copper cable, for substations, and I think there was some other stuff. Roboports. I think there was other so substations, power poles. I feel like there was something else that needed them. We'll see. But I'm gonna have a couple of those making cables, and then a couple of them are gonna make maybe 4 of them. We'll try that out. I mean, if not, I can always change it. But engines as well, we're gonna want some of those for pumps and everything that takes engines. And then the last one, regular pipes. And then those will help out. And then I'll figure out power situation a little bit later. So, I thought about doing this a couple different ways. Since there's so many of these making gears, I thought about having them all kind of belt into a chest. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I just want them to be symmetrical. So they're all going to have their own chests, pretty much. So let's try something like that. Outputs, and then input. Kind of like that. We got pipes, gears, and the sort. And I might actually... let's do that. I'll get rid of those. And then up here, these ones can be gears. That way they're a little bit closer, because the gears are going to get used a lot more than these guys are. So that should work out. Doesn't look too... oh, of course they're going to... okay, I'll just hold on to those. And I think I'm going to want to add... that doesn't quite reach. 1, 2. And so that these are even, let's actually bring these out one more. So that they're 9. 9 blocks. That might actually be too many pipes, so I'm going to change you to engines as well. Unless there was something else, some other like subcomponent. Oh, iron sticks. That's right. So for, let's say, power poles, those are gonna actually take quite a bit of sticks. We'll do that. Sticks, 4 engines, 2 pipes. We'll try that out. And if there's any issues later on, we'll be able to change that up. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And just so that doesn't look terrible. I think that'll work out pretty well. And then I am going to want something like that. Okay. Not entirely sure. I'm going to need a bunch of these at some point. Let's start with 3 rows. And I'm gonna need some more. How many am I missing? 1 and 11. Green circuits. Okay. Construct more machines using robots than manually. Alright. I think this is a pretty decent size for now. Let's go ahead and actually turn you off. And I want to... kind of want to center it up a little bit better. And I think to play it safe, I'm actually going to move it a little ways away. Or actually, it should be over... more over here, I'm thinking. Go. Go right there. We'll try that out. And we're going to want a lot more Roboport coverage. I don't know if these are going to fit perfectly. Oh. Nice. That works. And there are some items that are going to need fluid inputs. I think all 3... that, and that. Those all take lubricant inputs. So those are going to be reserved and kind of on the ends. So, say, belts, for example, and then I can rotate it underground. Rotate that one. And then once I unlock the green belts, tier 4 belts, or whatever they're called, I won't really be using these ones anymore. But they'll be nice to have on the bus. Or not bus, but in the hub. So kind of like this. Reds, and then our standard ones. So you can shift right click the assembler with the thing and then shift left click the requester, and it's going to make its own numbers of items that it's going to request. I don't like doing that. At least for some of them. Gears I think are fine. But some of the recipes, sometimes it'll say like the red belts, it'll end up requesting like thousands of gears, even though you don't need that many. So I am going to go through and do them all by hand. I won't make you suffer through that though. But I think something like this will be pretty good. I want to try and keep everything kind of in the same spot. But I don't know if I can shift right click and then left click this and it'll, yeah, it won't make a logistic filter, unfortunately. So I think I have to go through and do these all manually, kind of like that, so that it's filtered. Okay, so I can double click it though. That will help a little bit. So if I go double click. Same with the undergrounds. Red ones, blue ones. And then you definitely want to do that before you go getting rid of like your old hub. Because when I go to tell the bots to take all of this out, all of these chests that have it saved, they're going to go into those chests. And that's just going to make it overall a lot easier. And I still have to go through and connect all of these with the wires to keep them from outputting too much. So, like this one. And I don't know. No, for these ones it'll be a little bit different. But so enable disable when blue belts are less than 600, for example. And then I can filter that one too. So like that one is all set and ready to go. I don't have to do anything with the requester chests. I don't think. That should be fine. And actually, what I should have done before I started changing all of these up is I can add the green wires to a couple of those. Or, well, this one, I guess. I should be able to just click. And then it'll add the green wire. I think it's going to end up changing. Yes, it got rid of the logistic filter. So I'll have to go through, add those ones again. Okay. But then, so it makes placing the green wire a lot easier. And I can do the same. I'm just going to get all these taken care of. Same with all. And those already have it. Okay. But I do have to redo the filter on those guys. Oh, that one's already set. Okay. Underground. Okay. Filter. Those filters are all good. Now, I think for the gears, I'm going to do these ones a little bit different. No. I was going to connect all of the storage chests together as like one inventory and then limit them to say 4,000 gears or something. But I think I'll keep them separated, but then I'll limit all of them probably 1,000 gears. But so I can go enable disable when gears are less than 1,000. I have 1,000 of them on hand, and then let's just filter gear. I can actually, I think, let me copy you. I should be able to just click. And they'll all be the same and filtered. Alright, so gears taken care of. Now same with copper wire. Enable, disable when copper wire is less than 1,000 as well. Oops. Copy, paste. Wire, and all set. This one's kind of by itself. Enable, disable. Sure, 1,000. 1,000 will work. And filtered. Now, what are we missing? There we go. Same with the engines. These ones I can copy and paste as well. So engines, where are they? Right there. That one doesn't have to be as high. 200 for the engines. Why not? And filter, filter, filter. Always, always filter. And there. Filtered. All set. Pipes. Enable, disable when pipes are less than. I'm going to do 400 for that one. Okay. And paste. Alright. So now pipes, engines, gears, these are all ready to go. Don't have the beacons, obviously, yet. And alright, so next what we need, we're gonna need, well, resources. And I think the best way to do that is gonna be, actually, I might, let's try this out. I have kind of an idea. If I go like this, and obviously we're gonna need a lot of iron, so kind of like that. Filter these. And I need more bulk inserters. Sure. And then if I go like that, we're going to limit this one as well. Enable, disable when iron plates are less than... If we do 1,000, that's 4,000 total, and I think that's good for now at least. So... Oh, did I have some of these in the inventory somewhere? Oh, I guess so. Okay. So, iron plates taken care of. Those will go in there. And if I do the same exact thing... But for copper... We're not going to need a ton of copper, but it'll help. And then I can change you... to copper. Same deal. Nice. Actually doesn't look too bad. Do the same thing for the green circuits. Except this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do less than 2,000. There we go. Not too bad. Alright. And we're going to also need the same thing for steel. Let's go ahead and copy that. Except you're going to be steel. Enable, disable when steel is less than 2,000. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense. And this, I mean, actually, normally before I would just stick an inserter off to the side like that with some chests, but I think it's the first time I've done it this way, and it actually doesn't look too bad. I kind of like it. And it's at the end of the bus. What is going on here? Okay, so copper still gets a little bit sucked in whenever the green circuits go into full production capacity. Something's lacking. Military science, I think. Because we're not getting enough bricks. And we're not getting enough bricks because... Oh, that's right. I turned it... I didn't turn it off, but I... Wait, what? Ah, yep. Nope. I did that for a reason. And that reason was to make it a little bit shorter. If I had you there, that does give me just enough room for me to run the stone that way. Forgot that I disconnected this thing a little while ago. Ended up taking a little detour, I see. Okay. Let's get that stone hooked back up and get the brick production going again. Alright. Alright, now that aside, let's get back to what we were doing. And that is, I'm going to need to bring these down. Don't really want those bots working on them. And batteries, we're going to definitely need batteries. Don't really think I'm going to need rocket fuel, but I'm going to obviously extend it as well. Okay. So while that is working, let's go ahead and do... I go... Let's say I want to have 400 iron plates all the time. Shift right click, left click. And same for the iron sticks. And then the wire can be basically the same thing. We're going to do 400. Okay. I'm going to need more logistics bots. Well, that's basically the gist of it, though. So now we're going to get all these gears working. Let's actually shift right click that again because we want that for pipes. Those are also going to take iron. We're going to extend all of these roboports right here. You can never have too many roboports, especially when you're using a lot of logistics bots like this. That is working good. Those are going, what, to 1,000? Yes. So that'll be 9,000 gears total, buffered, ready to go for whatever needs to be built. That looks good. So let's actually, we're going to do some more of these. We'll just use this one as kind of a reference. We don't need... Don't think we need plastic. We are going to need all 4 of these ones, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that one. Okay. And then we can set these up. Low density structures. I don't want to have that many. I'm going to do 400. Okay, that one's done. Now, electric engines. Where are they at? Right here. Same. I don't want to have more than 400. That is more than enough. Electric engines. Red circuits. Those I'm going to want quite a few of. Probably do 1,000 for now to start. Well, actually, there we go. And filter, filter, filter. Cannot say that enough times. Do 1,000 blue. And last one. Batteries, those are going to be 400 as well. There. Okay. I am short on a couple storage chests. Didn't realize I was handcrafting the gears. That'll take a little bit. Blue circuits. What was that one going to? 1,000. It's almost there. 400. change this one to 500 just so it fills an entire line. Alright, so we should have just about everything we need, I think. So we got copper, iron, steel, green circuits, all the circuits, some electric engines. I think we're... I don't know if I'm gonna... Well, I'm gonna need bricks and concrete at some point, I believe. Let's go back over here. How's this looking? It's chugging right along. It is... it could be a little bit faster, but it'll work. And that's where the beacons are going to come in handy, as well as productivity modules. For all of those. Let's shift right click on the assembler for the engines and then left click. How's that going to go? Let's change that a little bit. Do 20 steel. And 20. Okay. That's... Paste all of those over. And that'll get the engines running. And these, they craft so slow. So they don't need a lot of resources in the requesting chests. And... logistics bots are caught up. Alright, that's working. You must be full up. 400. 300. $1,000, $1,000, $1,000. Perfect. Alright, so that is working. So maybe... I mean, this one is pretty small, so maybe I can build another one of these right over here. Not necessarily with the gears and all this. I mean, this takes up half of it. The engines, the subcomponents. So I'll do all our basic things, like the inserters and all that stuff can be on this one. So like with that, we can go, you know, our yellow inserter, red, blue, bulk, and that'll leave a little bit of room right here, these two, which I can put something else there. No, I won't be building stack inserters here, so this will cover that. And so say yellow inserters enable when it's less than 100 of them. We don't need very many. Red inserters enable when that one is also less than 100. And another thing you want to consider too is if you want your spaceships to build automatically and stuff, you want to take a look. Say the long-handed inserters, for example, the rocket capacity is 50. So if I had limited this to 40 and I only had 40 on hand, they won't automatically grab them and stick them into a rocket until it has the exact rocket capacity. You can go in manually all you want and put them in, but if you're using automatic requests, it has to meet the rocket stack capacity, if that makes sense. Now, that is something I learned before, because I was like, why am I not... You know, I was up in space trying to build a ship from here and placing all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, why the hell am I not getting red inserters? I know that I have them being produced, and it was just because there wasn't enough to fill a rocket. You have to fill the rocket, and then extra pieces that you have left over, like all of these, you can just send them back down in drop pods. That's not a big deal. Oh, that was another thing I did. I don't remember if I mentioned it last episode or not, but I built this and then left it running, and I was like, oh, I think I messed something up with it, and I forgot to filter everything, so the belt was seized up, wasn't moving, and it was full of metallic asteroids. So what I like to do instead of filtering the asteroid collectors themselves is they'll just place everything onto the belt, and then I hook it up to 3 decider combinators to read the belt. So you can see we have 100 metallic, 100 carbonic, and then some ice. And all I did with that is set these to, once it's greater than 100, it'll output a signal. And then that signal goes into this inserter, which is set to set filters. And so you can see a couple that just went out. Once it's over 100, it'll output a signal. And it'll tell it, hey, throw out metallic or ice or whatever. And then ice I have set to 200 because it's a lot harder to come by than everything else. So yeah, see. So that's how I do it. That's how I filter everything. My ships as well. Scale this up and it handles it. It's easy enough for me to do. There's tons of different ways you can do it. Alright, tangent aside. Filter, filter, filter. Filter, filter, filter. Did I set this one? Yeah, so less than 100, less than 100. And I think this I'm going to shift right click and then left click. That one's fine. 45, that's pretty good. So right click, left click, same thing. At least right now. I might want to bump those numbers up a little bit once we have tier 3 assemblers. Then these might not be enough resources to keep it running constantly. Alright, what are you missing? Inserters. Why? They might be bringing them from the old hub. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. Alright, so I'll ignore that for now. Same with the blues. That's all. Enable, disable when fast inserters are less than 100 as well. 100 is plenty. And the one that I've been waiting for a while. Bulk inserters. Enable, disable when this one is less than 200. Because I'm going to be using those pretty much full time. The blues I won't really use much anymore. Bulks are good for train stations and everything. So that's set. And that is set. So shift right click. I think this is one of the ones that puts like a crap ton. Yeah. I don't need that many. Let's do 200. 200. And that can be 20. So those numbers were a little bit too high. That's needs fast inserters. Okay. So now that I've got these and I have my filters set, same with belts, those, yeah, so you can see they put some, I got rid of something and they put them into here. Those filters are all set. So what I can do is actually get rid of all of this. And sure, let's get rid of all that. And that. Now we've got bulk inserters whenever we want. That's awesome. Yeah, that's fine. I changed. Okay. So inserters are taken care of. Belts are taken care of. We can add some basic machines, I think. Those are going to need speed modules. Do these have the same beacon coverage? I don't know if they do. I think I have room that I could actually put... So I can squeeze a little bit more in if I want to. And I might want to. Oh, I didn't even realize I was going up to almost an hour on this one. So I guess this whole episode is just revolving around the hub then. So I do want to get assemblers out of the way. So I'm going to do tier 1 assembler, 2, and then 3. So with this one, it's going to take speed module 1s. And it needs 6 per second. Where's 0.05 per second? That's pretty bad. That's fine. Okay. I was trying to think if I was going to put speed 1 modules into the actual hub. But I don't think so, because I am going to have a module making area at some point anyways. And we don't need a whole ton of these really. So this will be fine. And then same as always, set your filters or you're going to hate life later. Okay. Filters set. Enable disable when so these ones I can actually do a little bit low. I'm not going to be using them, so I don't want them. They don't have to be 50 like the rocket capacity. 10 is enough. That's going to make 1.5 per second anyways, which that takes 1.5. 3 per second. So that'll be a bottleneck. That's okay though. Enable disable when assembler 2s, those are going to be 50. And this one's going to be 100. Filter set. Good. Shift right click, left click. That's giving me way down too many. 200. That is more than enough, I think. Actually, how many does it take? $13.5. That should be fine. Shift right click, left click. That's fine. I'm going to leave that one too. And shift right click, left click. Yeah, that's fine. I'll leave those. And we're going to have tier 3 assemblers. That is awesome. Now let's go up here and get rid of... Oh, actually this... And that. to be making miners next anyways. Let's actually get rid of that whole setup right there. I think that'll be... I'm going to put the, yeah, miners here. Filter. Oh, yeah, I knew I was going to end up getting crap in the, all of these ones that I don't have filtered. That's fine. I'll go through and clean them up later because I'm not 100% sure where I want to assign things anyways. Alright, so you enable disable when miners are less than 100. And it's getting filled up with the ones that we took out. Shift right click, left click. That works. That's not too many items. Okay. Oh, got a bunch of assemblers already. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I definitely am going to have to end up putting some more over here. But so far, that's looking pretty nice. I like it. Everything looks good down here as well. Cool. Alright, that's going to do it. It's a little bit of a shorter-ish episode, but you get the gist of it. I'm building this hub here. One thing that I was wanting to... that I almost wanted to do was to make the Power Armor Mark III. But that takes Speed 2 and Efficiency 2 modules. So maybe next episode we'll work on a module factory. Or a module area where I'm making just a little bit of tier 2 modules. Because I have all of these ones up here. Maybe I can just add another small section to do all the tier 2 ones. I'm not going to have tier 3 for a while. And by the time I do have tier 3 modules, the base will be going through some changes. But I think that'll do it, actually. Yeah, right at an hour. But we have a much better hub now. I'll get the other one all cleaned up, and I'm probably going to just copy and paste this for the most part over here. And that can have more of like the specialty machines, like the centrifuge and stuff like that for uranium, nuclear reactors. Alright, so yeah, that'll do it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to see more. And I hope you have a fantastic day.